You need to stay out of this discussion.
No, she doesn't. And it's already decided.
She's right. It is.
All right, you know what? Maybe we should all just sit down, have some dinner. We can discuss this later.
No amount of fine dining is going to change this or disguise it. Now, does that mean that you want my other daughter too, Rick?
Excuse me?
Is this what you mean by one big happy family?
So does this mean that we're supposed to all be at your disposal? You are too young to understand what we're talking about here.
I have been on my own long enough to understand more than you think.
A child from your body? You have no idea what you're offering. Am I right, Vivienne? Am I right?
How long are their parents here for?
No idea. Seems kind of odd, though, that they would show up now, right when Nicole decides to be the surrogate for Rick and Maya.
Sometimes family has a way of being right in your face when you least want them to be. You think Nicole will tell them?
That girl will say anything.
As I recall, so will her father.
Half pink, half blue.
Yes, Pam is very creative.
Pam's got a screw loose.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's way too early for you to know the sex of the baby anyway.
Hardly gone a week and everything's changed, right?
Yeah. Well, we should probably go.
Yes, I'm sure I dragged you away from something very important.
I was hoping you'd wise up and leave him. Won't be so easy now.
Goodbye, Bill. Thanks for everything, really.
And he'll be the one who leaves.
He's never been very good at surprises. He'll come around. So, Thomas, how long are you in town? I heard you moved back to Paris.
Yeah, I did. But I'm back. Life has changed, right?
Do you have any kids?
The only young'un I'm raising is you.
Kind of changes a woman a lot. Huh?
But having a baby? That's an understatement. Look, you won't think Nicole's less beautiful.
I know that already. Just certain things will be different, right?
I'm no authority, man. But
Oh, and I left the next day. Good for you.
Thanks.
hey, ladies.
Hi, Carter.
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes it's hard to know if the most loving thing to do is to support someone in a tough decision or to talk them out of it.
Nicole, I don't think any woman could know what it's like to carry and give birth to a baby until she's done it.
Look, I know that it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, but hardest of all is to carry and give birth to a baby that you have to give up.
This is all coming out wrong. It was a mistake to even bring it up.
It's love that creates a child, not medical science. Now, I wouldn't expect Maya to understand that. But you.
Why? Can't you see that this is all about love?
Do you think that young man that just left here is gonna want you after you're all stretched out and big as a house?
Stop it! Now, you told me to warn you whenever you step over the line. You just did.
How can I welcome you back when you still can't treat your daughters with respect?
Don't you listen to him, Nicole. He doesn't know Zende.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
That wasn't bad. I can't imagine what your family reunions are like.
Yeah, Uncle Bill had to be told, so.
Did you want something, Thomas?
On this continent, yeah. What did sending me back to Paris accomplish?
It removed you.
Okay, I realize you can't stand the sight of me, and now I know why.
You know, if you eat that, you're not going to be hungry for dinner.
I'm in the mood for leftovers. Ridge does that.
That's funny. Give me that.
I look at him and I think of all the leftovers of his 12 or so marriages and romances.
You do realize that you're gonna have to get over this for Caroline, right? I mean, she loves him, she married him, she's having his baby. I mean, are you really gonna start some kind of family feud where people have to choose sides?
There's something not right about this baby situation, Katie. They weren't having a kid, they weren't having a kid, they were not having a kid, and now they're having a kid.
Yeah, well, they changed their minds. That's what you say Ridge does best.
All those years, he was so careful not to be anyone's baby daddy.
Well, it only takes one moment of weakness.
You didn't want me in on that conversation, that's for sure.
I didn't want you here at all. I gave you an overseas assignment.
For reasons I understand so much better now.
What you don't understand is I'm your boss. You work for me.
Okay, I can't deal with you guys fighting, so Thomas, if you have something to say, then just say it and get it over with.
All right. You're struggling to tell Bill your big news. That's what clued me in.
Clued you into what?
You treat Bill the way you treat no one else. Until now. Until me.
No.
Yes, you couldn't see it? I could. I mean, you get so rigid, you say as few words as possible, and the few that come out are like bullets. You know, I'm sorry, you had to experience physical violence with that man that almost got you killed. He dropped you out the side of a helicopter, and I mean, who could trust a man who settles his differences that way? And I did the same thing. I got angry and I took a swing at you, and it was stupid. And honestly, I can't blame you for putting an ocean between us. But I need you to know, I get it. It will never happen again.
They seem friendly enough.
Everybody who works here is friendly, man.
Yeah, you got that right. Hey, the one in the pink, that's Arlen.
Cool. I thought that was a guy's name.
I can introduce you.
No. Why? Why?
Well, they seem like they'd be up for it.
Okay, are you trying to fix me up knowing I'm already attached to someone?
But are you? I mean, is attached the word for a girl who's having someone else's kid? Like, I'm not criticizing. I'm not criticizing her for what she's doing or you, but you have to expand your social life. You're young, okay? You have to live now, not a year from now.
Julius, remember what we talked about?
Yes, I remember. And I want what you want. I've apologized.
Didn't last long.
Listen, I want this family back together as much as you do. But Vivienne, come on, this?
I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking what you think, but I'm gonna tell you what you can say. You can't tell Nicole that she's gonna end up alone, that nobody is gonna love her and want her. No, that's the message we gave our first child that drove her away.
That's not what I was saying.
But you did.
Can we just start over here? Can we just acknowledge that there's nothing wrong with Miami wanting what we want? It's only human nature for a newlywed couple to dream about having a child of their own.
Yeah, but every wish can't come true. And you knew that when you married her.
But this one can. If it's what the three of us want, and we don't need your permission.
See? Boundaries. Boundaries. That's the one thing you never respected. Limits. There are limits in life to everything. Limits to patience, limits to love, even limits to nature. That which is possible and that which is not possible. Now, you've already done what you want to do with your body, but you don't also get a chance to do that with your sisters.
First, you have to say you're happy for Caroline.
I'd rather die from dehydration.
Not Ridge, just Caroline. Only Caroline.
She's gonna be raising the world's most spoiled brat. And his kid.
That's good. It's a good one.
It.
She's happy. You know, if I had a nickel for every time people have said to me, how can you still be married to Dollar Bill Spencer, I would make you look like a pauper.
What people?
You know, people. And you know what I say to them?
He's handsome, rich, powerful, and really funny.
That. And I say that we're happy together, and that's all that matters. That trumps everything. Caroline is happy with Ridge. You don't have to be happy with him.
Katie, it's a mistake. She's married, baby on the way, and messing around with the Forresters. I am telling you, it's gonna blow up in Caroline's face.
What am I not saying that you need to
You
hear?
want a discussion, I don't.
Okay, look, we just had a very difficult conversation with Uncle Bill and Katie, and you were kind of the last person we expected to walk through that door, so just please don't take it so personally.
Is this about Charlotte, then? Because I get it. There are women who need to be off limits. All right, I'm not gonna cross that line again.
No, you won't, because you won't be here.
There's no reason for me to go back to Paris. Thorne doesn't need me there. He thought I was going there to check up on him.
Okay, look, we're happy that you're back. Of course we are. We missed you on the design team. I mean, everybody missed you, but could you just give your father and me a few minutes?
Thank you. That's all I needed to hear.
What are you doing?
This has to stop. All this anger, you have to control it, or Thomas is gonna know that something is wrong. And how hard will it be for him to figure it out?
Nicole, I would never pressure you to do anything that you're not sure of. I know that.
Medical procedures are nothing to you, Maya. But maybe you've forgotten that's not how regular people get on.
Oh? And who is regular, Julius?
People that understand that what is physically impossible is just physically impossible, and they move on.
I'm not trying to steal anything from you, Nicole. I asked. And then I decided that it was too much. But you disagreed. And you disagreed because we're family. And because we love each other. And you tell me, when would be a better time? When she's married? Or engaged? Mom, please tell me you understand. This conversation isn't fair to you. So just give me a minute with Mom and Dad.
You know I'm right. You just don't know how to tell them, do you?
Well, you got what you wanted, right? Rich said you could stay.
I have a question.
And what would that be?
I think you already know.
Wow. Pulling up stakes and moving to L.A.?
Doesn't mean we have to see him.
Of course we're gonna see them. You get that they love you, right?
They love having a Forrester in the family.
Maybe. He's all confused, mixed up with pride and fear, and who else knows what. But underneath it looks like love. And who wouldn't want to love you?
Are we wrong?
We haven't made any plans that we can't change.
But are we?
It depends on who you ask. We haven't pressured Nicole.
She doesn't want to disappoint us. Isn't that pressure?
It was a good thing that we withdrew from the conversation. If Nicole isn't sure, if she has some sort of reservations, it's all gonna come out with your parents. And then we'll know.
Listen, maybe I don't say things the right way, but I say what other people are thinking, but will not say.
If your father deserves any credit, it's for that.
Would anybody else have brought this stuff up if your mother and I hadn't surprised you today? I mean, these Forresters, they're half asleep. They think that anything that they want to do, it's okay.
Well, I'm not a Forrester, Dad.
Yet.
And I don't see what is so wrong with doing this one thing for Maya.
You don't understand, baby. Listen, having a baby is not a favor. It's not like doing the dishes when it's not your turn. Having a baby is bringing change to the world. It's making a life that has never been on the planet in the history of time. The blood that is running through that child's veins is half your blood, and you know it every minute of every second of every day. I'm trying to understand this. I mean, we are all struggling to figure it out as we go along. You heard me stand there and make an apology for not giving that allowance to a woman that used to be my son. I'm sorry. This is all just too much.
Right and wrong. Right and wrong. We talk about it, and I think it's important that we do, but sometimes it's not so clear, and we gotta tally things up in a whole nother way. I'm thinking about your youth, Nicole. I mean, now you look in a mirror and you say, oh, is my hair all right? Is my face too full? You are so beautiful. But the awful thing about beauty is the one who owns it can never see it. And youth, it's like a flower. It fades so fast. You know, today everything seems possible. But before you know it, life is a list of chances you didn't even know you had that passed you by. You think that young man of yours is gonna be one of them?
Thomas is not going to be part of that life. He's not going to be anywhere near that kid. It's our child now. Our secret.
Yes. This is our baby. Thomas will never know. Are you gonna give me a hint, at least, about what this question has to do with?
How long have you known you were pregnant?
Not that long.
I mean, something that made you so happy that you wanted for so long. You must remember the date. Or are you happy? Because you keep saying it, but you didn't look it.
Well, maybe you and your father arguing affected my mood.
So back to my question. Are you sure?
About what?
The baby.
Am I sure that I'm pregnant? I mean, yeah.
Sure of the facts, the relevant facts.
Are you asking me if I know who the father of my baby is? Of course I do.
I believe you do. And I have a right to know if that is me. Is it?